A month before the wedding, I discovered Chase had a childhood sweetheart. He gave her my hand-embroidered couture gown and planned the entire ceremony for her. Later, I even saw his chat history. Is it worth dragging yourself into this? Keeping her close is the only way Briar gets to marry Adrian. I screenshotted everything and sent it straight to Adrian. On the wedding day, I walked down the aisle on Adrian's arm. Chase looked like he'd lost his mind, begging for a chance to explain. Before we go on, subscribe to this channel and tell us in the comments where you're listening from. 1. The day I found out about Chase's little soulmate was our first anniversary. He came home cradling flowers and a cake. He kissed me like he couldn't wait. Then a single phone call sent him striding to the walk-in closet, scooping up the gown I'd embroidered stitch by stitch. I caught his sleeve. He hadn't offered a word. What's wrong? What's the rush? Only then did he seem to remember I existed. Maya, I just got a call. Those diamonds I ordered for you are in. I want to set them on the gown myself. I slipped my arms around his waist. It's not that urgent, is it? Tonight's our anniversary. He tapped the tip of my nose, voice gentle. Maya, I just want to see you in that dress as soon as possible. Have some cake and turn in early. Watching his impatience dried, I felt a strange knot in my chest. After a few bites of clawing frosting, I lost interest. I hesitated, then voice messaged a friend in his company's design department. Sorry to keep you guys up late tonight chasing diamonds with Chase. What do you feel like for late night takeout? Huh, babe, I'm at karaoke. Can't hear you. Thumping music slammed through her voice note, making my head spin. I switched to text. Nobody in design is pulling an Ashford all-nighter. No, the whole building's blacked out. Lucky us. I didn't catch the rest. In that instant, it felt as if the sticky frosting had glued my throat shut. If no one was at the company, where exactly was Chase, who claimed he was off to bed to dazzle my dress? 2. At 5 a.m. Chase walked in. He looked wiped like he hadn't slept, yet oddly happy. Baby, did I wake you? Since you're up, want some breakfast? Only then did I notice the bags in his hand, takeout from the soup dumpling place south of the river. I'd loved that spot in college. After graduation, at Chase's suggestion, we'd bought a place up north. I stopped by the factory to pick rough stones for our wedding bands. Thought of you and grabbed these. Guilt flickered. How could I have doubted him? He'd chased me for 5 solid years. Back then, even my roommates gushed about him. He'd handled everything. My class schedule, daily meals, bubble tea runs, as one roommate put it. Maya, landing a guy devoted like Chase. You must have saved the galaxy in a past life. A sudden notification chirped. Chase practically lunged for the phone. Something urgent? He locked the screen and brushed a kiss across my lips. Contract emergency at the company. I need to check. I nodded, understanding. But just before the display went dark, his glasses reflected the interface. Blurry yet unmistakable. A live stream site. A woman's live stream. Was a contract really demanding his immediate attention? 3. Once you notice a crack, weeds sprout everywhere. Before I could dig through his phone, the girl herself popped up on my feed. Local trending rank 1. Hashtag bride embroiders her own gown for love. I tapped the link. The first thing I saw was a scarlet gown identical to mine, except for the diamond sparkling across the silk. Stop flattering me, babies. I only studied embroidery a short while. I chased him. Glad it worked out. Our wedding soon. I'll show him to you then. I stared at the girl on my screen, but no memory of her surfaced until I skimmed the comments. Briar so blessed. Wishing Briar endless happiness. Briar. Briar. The room tilted. Black spots danced before my eyes. When Chase first met me, he called me Maya. I protested that nickname. He'd said, everyone else calls you Maya or Ja. Maya is mine alone. For 5 years, every Maya out of his mouth hadn't meant me at all. There'd never been anything special reserved for me. 4. Calmly, I screenshotted the live stream. Then I sat on the sofa and waited for Chase to come home. No. I waited for him to walk back in. This wasn't home. He swept me into a clingy hug the moment he stepped inside. Baby, miss me? He tried to kiss me. I turned away. I'm tired today. His hands landed on my shoulders at once. How many times have I told you to rest properly? I used to nod and insist I was fine, but now, Maya, let me kiss you. I'll relax you. I said I'm exhausted. My refusal finally eroded his patience. I saw the irritation flash across his face. Still, he dropped to one knee and produced a delicate ring. Baby, this is the wedding band I designed for you. Since you're tired, go to bed. I'll head to the company and add those diamonds to the gown. Perfect excuse as always. No one could deny Chase treated me well. My friend said he was perfect husband material. I'd forgotten. Love can be acted out with frightening realism. Chase, I think I saw that gown online today. Must be a knockoff. I mean, how long have you even studied embroidery? You probably copied Ashford's existing pattern. Realizing how dismissive that sounded, he softened. Maya, don't worry. I've watched every stitch you made. Our wedding will be the one everyone envies. Impatient, he slid the ring onto my finger and moved toward the door. He turned and walked straight out the door. Chase really was a dedicated actor. It was just that his professionalism came and went. After all, he hadn't even noticed the signature mark hidden in my couture bridal gown. And still I'd been fooled for a full 5 years, utterly trapped. 5. Even knowing he'd left to find Briar, I had to see it with my own eyes. But he actually walked into a hotel's grand ballroom. It looked exactly like a wedding hall. Yet, Chase and I had agreed on a destination elopement. No ballroom necessary. Then I spotted Briar, phone in hand, mid-live stream. Suddenly everything made sense. The instant Briar saw Chase, she killed the feed. Well, doesn't this couture gown look gorgeous on me? A flicker of irritation crossed Chase's face. I gave you that gown so you could keep a low profile, not show off. Once this ballroom is set, we're square. Briar didn't seem bothered. She even lifted a hand to stroke his cheek. I haven't married Adrian yet. And could you really bear to cut me off? Chase lost control and pulled her close. In seconds, the two of them were kissing like dry tinder meeting flame. The brightly lit grand ballroom, the bride in scarlet couture, the couple locked in a kiss. If there'd been anyone else present, you'd have sworn it was a fairy tale wedding. In my memory, Chase used to pester me for kisses too. Except his kisses were always gently mechanical, as if no emotion powered them. The man devouring Briar right now felt human blood and heat and all. When Chase's hand brushed the gown, he froze. Briar, stop this. You call her Maya too, Briar? Just focus on your wedding. Briar kept smiling, arms around his waist. You know I have to marry him to survive. You haven't actually fallen for her, have you? Chase's gaze stayed fixed on her couture. He didn't answer for the longest time, but Briar kept pushing for a reply. No way. If it weren't for you, why would I have chased her so hard? 6. What I hadn't expected was Chase rousing the head of Ashford Italier after midnight just to buy a bridal gown. He compared Briar's photos to every finished piece in the studio until he found what he thought was the twin. At first glance, the dress looked identical. Mine, however, up close, the embroidery formed Ashford's abstract letter Q. Ironic, really. After cheating, he came home planning to gift me a brand new gown. Baby, rested yet? Your diamond-studded gown is ready. Wait for me at home. Dying to see you in it. I stared at the text and answered, I'm out grabbing late-night takeout. Let's meet at Sterling instead. The moment it sent, Chase's expression darkened. Still, he replied, sure. Kiss kiss. See you soon. Sterling lay north. He was south. I tailed him the whole way. Watched him blow through red after red to save minutes. Pity on a day this green. The light stayed stubbornly red. Those tickets will bite him later. How long can he keep the act up? Oh, probably until Briar's wedding day. 7. When Chase appeared at Sterling clutching the gown, I texted, found somewhere better. Let's meet at home. I sat in Sterling's security room, watched the monitor as the money tree toppled, then left for the apartment. Soon Chase showed up smiling. Baby, full and happy. Sorry. Did I make you wait at the office forever? His grin faltered. Not at all. As long as my girl's happy, I'm thrilled. Chase pulled the gown from behind his back. Try it on. I accepted it with a smile. Since I'm changing, why don't you shower? Your sweaty hot night. He swallowed, oddly flustered, and headed for the bathroom. I was about to spend the night in the guest room when his laptop pinged. A WhatsApp bubble. Chase's childhood buddy, Ryan. Dude, seriously marrying her? Dragging my staff out at 3 a.m. for a dress. Ryan's always played the field. Back when Chase pursued me, having him as the foil made Chase look angelic. Come on, you know the deal. Told you weeks ago. Get me Ashford's exact copy and you stalled. Only you'd gift Maya's couture to Briar. Same syllables, different destinies, huh? See, from day one, I'd been the only one in the dark while they watched the comedy unfold. So what's the endgame, bro? Briar's wedding's really going to be her side piece. For once I agreed with Ryan. Relax. She wants the Vance money and power. And Maya's decent enough. Classic Chase. A beauty like Maya's just decent. Pass her to me when you're done. Go for it. Be sweet and she'll follow you home. Only Chase always clung to me. Shamefaced. Begging for reconciliation. Maya, how did you? She's Ashford's old friend. Our parents go way back and Mom keeps asking me to look out for her. Oh, childhood sweethearts. So the lightning bolt still loses to the girl next door. What did you just call her? Maya, what's wrong? Didn't I? Oh yeah. Were you calling me or her? Chase's brows knit together, his face terrifyingly dark. I wasn't waiting for Ashford's answer. I just drifted around the grand. These white roses flown in, right? Lovely, but white's always bad luck. All these rainbow lights. At a glance, you'd swear we were in some nightclub. I critiqued almost every inch of the decor. After all, design is my specialty. With every comment, Briar's face drained another shade of pale until she nearly blended with the roses. The sight of her swaying on her feet was pitiful, I had to admit. Chase, who'd been standing there like wallpaper, finally spoke. Enough. Briar isn't feeling well. Let's go. I nodded considerately and for good measure offered Briar a few pointers on the lighting on our way out. The second we cleared the grand, Chase's rage detonated. He seized my wrist and dragged me into Ashford's empty restroom stall. How did you even know about this place? You came here just to needle Briar. We're only friends. You never used to be like this. Maya, I told you before. Don't call me Maya. I hate it. And now I hate it even more coming from you. His grip tightened, his voice climbed. Maya, can you stop making a scene? Priceless. The cheater playing the injured party. I unlocked my phone and sent him a screenshot from Briar's livestream. Recognize this? My hand-embroidered couture gown passing off borrowed flowers as your own gift. Chase stared speechless. You come running the moment she crooks her finger. Chase, a willing third wheel. True love warrior, huh? Even after everything, Chase cooled off and insisted on driving me home. He cooked 2 bowls of noodles and a pot of pear rock candy soup. You shouted yourself. Drink something for your throat. Chase really isn't a cook. He spent Ashford's entire month learning that noodle recipe from the chef at my favorite noodle shop. I said nothing, just ate quietly. In the past, my silence had always meant surrender. So, he took it as forgiveness and coaxed gently. Tomorrow I'll try the new fried rice recipe I learned. You'll love it. Still no answer. I only finished the broth. The lease has 2 weeks left. I'll be gone by then. Consider tonight's noodles the cancellation fee. His hand stilled over the dishes. It's only 1 gown. The one I brought back is 100 times better. I carried my bowl to the sink myself. My handwork is priceless. And why on earth would I keep a man who's kissed someone else? Chase exploded like a lit firecracker. Maya, do you have to keep accusing me? Accusing? First time I'm seeing how you rewrite reality. For once he lost control in front of me, slamming a glass onto the floor. Shards scattered. One sliced my calf. Add the ER bill to the tab. Oh, and the glass. I set the clean dishes on the rack, wiped my hands on his shirt, then forwarded him a video. Adrian had just sent footage of him and Briar kissing in the Grand Cameron. Chase still planning to question authenticity. Who sent you this? Adrian, because it's a Vance hotel. Chase, don't you think that's the wrong thing to obsess over? He didn't care. He just kept demanding to know whether Adrian was the source. Fed up, I snapped. Yes. So what, Chase? It's irrelevant. Irrelevant? You're only dumping me because you found out Adrian wants you, right? Climb aboard the Adrian gravy train and kick me to the curb. Today I finally met the real Chase. So I forced you to gift my couture bridal gown to your little childhood pet. I made you sprint to her engagement party hall at midnight to stick your tongue down her throat. I drove you to volunteer as the other man. My temper flared. Granted, my words were harsh, only a fraction as harsh as the truth. Chase lunged, hand raised, then punched the counter instead of me. Maya, Briar and I are innocent. One uncontrolled kiss. I can apologize. One uncontrolled kiss. So trivial, so typical. I walked out of the kitchen without a word and started packing. Like a brat denied candy, Chase threw a tantrum. Maya, don't imagine dumping me earned you the Mrs. Vance crown. Someone like you will never be accepted by the Vance family. You'll just be Adrian's hidden mistress. Cheap and eager. I finally slapped him. Even if not for the years I'd been blind, these vile words alone earned him that. We're done. Outside I messaged. I accept your proposal and dropped a pin to a nearby cafe. I hadn't expected Briar to arrive first. You and Chase broke up. I assumed he'd tell you immediately. She choked on the words, speechless for a long moment. I lifted a hand before she could recover. Sorry, I'm waiting for someone, Dylan. So I'll keep this short. Because of you, and yes, I mean you, I broke up with Chase. But thanks to you, I was lucky enough to meet someone else. He says he's loved me for ages and just like Chase, is willing to ditch his fiancée for me. Care to guess who that might be? Maya, what do you think you're doing? He arrived right on cue. I wasn't blind, of course. I saw Briar lift her phone to make that call. I simply figured some things are better yanked into the open sooner rather than later. Sunlight disinfects, as they say. No harm in that. Nothing important, just chatting with Emery, right? No, Maya, Miss Sterling, please listen. Chase and I truly have nothing between us. Don't let me sabotage what you two have. You're getting married, aren't you? Self-serving to the core. Since I can't settle this in the next heartbeat, I might as well collect every ounce of outrage I owe. I sit down calmly and take a sip of the coffee in front of me. What about you? What do you think? I look at Chase, the man whose cheek I slapped minutes ago. Maya, you heard her. Emery and I are a non-issue. Everything was just a string of accidents. You owe me at least a pinch of trust, don't you? No wonder the slap mark is invisible. Chase's skin must be armor-plated. But my couture bridal gown, I'll return it. I faint a helpless sigh. A hand-embroidered gown carries blessings. Sure, but in my hometown, if someone else wears it before the bride, the luck drains right out. Emery already modeled mine. Before I finish, Briar jumps in. She'll embroider a brand new gown herself, her wedding gift to Chase and me. While I stare at the WhatsApp bubble Adrian just sent, I put on an Ashford awkward smile and agree. Then I stand to leave. Maya, if you've forgiven me, why are you walking out? I push his hand away. Tradition. Now seeing the bride before the altar. Adrian hands me a wet wipe. I wipe my fingers. What's going on? Why is everyone here? Nothing major. I simply got tired of waiting and spiced up your plan a little. Adrian, Briar's fiancé in name. Chase keeps claiming he's loved me for ages. Yet the first time we actually met, Adrian, was the night we caught Chase kissing Briar. The grand should have held only the three of us. Someone's palm covered my eyes. I was walked out before I ever saw him clearly. Hi, I'm Adrian, Briar's alliance partner. That same evening, he floated a proposal. I refused, thinking I could keep the mess contained. Low energy. Let's liven things up. He taps the car's Bluetooth. The next second, two voices I know too well fill the cabin. Briar, you really shocked me. Chase, stop sulking. You know I can't let a whale like Adrian slip away. Besides, you like Maya well enough. She's cleaner than the random girls you chase, right? Chase stays silent so long, Briar has to call his name twice. Finally. Careless. Clean. Big deal. She's frigid though. That face of hers keeps flirting with the world on my behalf. I quietly switch off the audio. You planted a bug on her? Not at all. I own the coffee shop. I still don't grasp why Adrian, fully capable of solving this solo, insists on staging Ashford's entire spectacle with me. Nor have I figured out why Briar is convinced Adrian is in love with me. The evening before Briar's wedding, she shows up hugging the finished gown. Miss Sterling, my hand-embroidered couture gown. And I apologize for overstepping. Chase and I really are nothing. Your wedding, relax. Now that the dress exists, my ceremony will start on time. I glance at the phone on the desk and give her the reassurance she came for. By the way, Emery, your reception is at the Vance Hotel tomorrow. I'll personally deliver my congratulations. Remember to sign for them. Briar's face freezes, but she nods rather than snaps. I watch her stumble out, already speed dialing Chase. Exactly what I wanted. Perfect timing. Wedding day. I slip into the Hope Couture gown Adrian sent, pair it with sturdy running shoes, and walk into Briar's Grand Maya. What is this? Oh, forgot to mention I'm also getting married today next door. Just thought I'd escort you first. Sorry, I meant see you off. Briar glares, then frantically scrolls through her phone. If the groom's a no-show, the whole circus implodes. Don't tell me the groom's running late. Maya, what are you doing here? Chase arrives right on cue, reeking a booze-stubbly Jamie chic. Emery, look, your groom has arrived. Pity he looks like last night's trash. Maya, what is this stunt? He grabs my wrist in panic. Emery, you've got guests, venue, and groom. Go ahead and wed. Briar explodes. Maya. The next moment, reporters flood the Grand. I wiggle my phone. Oops. The live stream yesterday caught Emery in the background. A viral bride can't possibly lack media coverage. Briar stares at the press, trapped between pride and disaster. In the end, she turns to Chase. Chase, help me. To my surprise, he refuses. Hard. Maya, our own wedding is set. Stop the scene. Okay. A scene. So all this is just me throwing a tantrum for attention. Mr. Sterling, your bride is over there. Me? I'm Adrienne's bride today. Adrienne finally strides in. Told you we booked a fresh ballroom. No need to borrow bad luck. You're late. I had to entertain myself. He lifts a velvet box. Your ring took forever to source. I admire the fresh ice on my finger, then clap once. Well then, excuse me. Call coming in. I listen. Disappointment creeps over me. Hanging up, I snag a gift bag from a passing waiter. Here, consider this my early wedding present. Briar pulls out her own couture gown. Face whitening. What? What are you implying? Had it listed online, buyer swore it was counterfeit and wouldn't take it even for free. She sways chalk white. Adrian, a spectator until now, finally speaks. Miss Sterling, time to head to our ceremony. Adrian, what gives you the right to marry Maya? You think you're any better? Sounds like Mr. Sterling wants to toast us in person. Let's borrow this grand for our vows. Cool as ever. Adrian signals the crew to relocate the officiant and bouquets from the adjacent hall. Then Adrian, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, do you take Maya to be your wife? I do. Adrienne's voice trembled a little, but the resolve in it was unshakable. Then Maya, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, do you take Casey to be your husband? I cradled the baby's breath bouquet, my favorite, in both hands and curved my lips. I don't, Maya. Two voices collided in the air. One was pure panic. The other carried an odd note of elation. I knew it. You're only doing this to get back at me, right, Maya? I love you. Briar and I are really over. If I didn't love you, I never would have plotted this whole chess game with Briar. Chase sounded like a drunk romantic, lost in his own monologue, flaunting a devotion that arrived 3 acts too late. Tragic, his affections always showed up at the wrong address. Chase, let me say this for the last time. You and I are square. As for this wedding, it was never for you. It was for Adrian. Casey, only when my gaze slid to Adrian did the ice around him finally crack. Maya, what are you doing? This is our wedding. We agreed it had to be spectacular. I didn't answer the question. I answered one he hadn't asked. Back then, you dragged me onto this stage for exactly this finale. Didn't you, Casey? So congratulations. Wish granted. You figured it out. Actually, the moment I learned Chase had pursued me only because I was blocking the Vance alliance, I began to suspect who had manufactured the rumor that Adrian was in love with me. Everyone knows Adrian's reputation. Impeccable, untouchable. A man like that doesn't let gossip stick unless he wants it to. So once every impossible option is erased, the sole remaining answer, however absurd, has to be the truth. Namely, Adrian staged the whole thing himself. The goal: dissolve his engagement to Briar without spending a single soldier. Boring. Time to drop the curtain. I lifted my couture skirt and strode toward the doors of the Grand. The press is on board. They'll only report that Briar swapped grooms on her wedding day. Nice engagement ring. I'm keeping it. Consider my consulting fee. Oh, and build a report to Sterling Industries. Goodbye, gentleman and lady. The ridiculous 4-person farce was finally finished. Adrian burst back in while I was zipping my suitcase. Maya, we agreed to try this, didn't we? Adrian, you've been in character so long you forgot it's a play. The instant you cast me as your pawn, any chance of us flatlined. I get it. Sterling is public. A seismic marital shakeup would rattle the stock. I still don't know why the leading role fell to me, but it no longer matters. Calmly, I rolled my luggage out the door. The tired lines about years of waiting, a love that never faded, all fiction, just a decoy to shift Briar's crosshairs. That afternoon, I used the ticket I'd booked days earlier and headed for the airport. I hadn't expected to find Chase in the lounge. Maya, I told you I hate that draw. Chase, I really didn't. I sat smiling. Whatever the truth is, I'm done. So spare me the testimony. Maya, I do love you. I can't. I cut him off before the next cliché. Chase, consider therapy. Love, you keep mistaking selfish for affection, and it's pathological. I handed him a business card. My classmate, a top psychiatrist, mentioned my name for a discount. I met Briar again at a design symposium after I returned home. She wore a server's uniform. Layers of concealer failed to mask the bruises of sleepless nights. Her stare dripped venom. I could feel the hatred boring into my back, but the hall was packed with educators and students. She couldn't risk a scene. I feigned composure and walked out of the Grand, not stopping until I reached Ashford. Empty stairwell monitored by a security camera. Long time no see. Emery, how dare you greet me like we're old friends? Maya, because of you my family lost everything. I was supposed to marry Adrian. Chase won't even see me anymore. The girl collects blame the way others collect handbags. In triplicate, Briar, is your entire universe orbiting Adrian and Chase? Do you exist solely for two men? Easy for you to sneer from your pedestal. Hopeless. I turned to leave. Further bickering was a waste of oxygen. Maya, you deserve to die. She whipped out a paring knife and lunged. Maya! Maya! Two shouts overlapped Briar's shriek because my roundhouse kick had landed. You? When did you? I knew what she was asking. I learned abroad. Briar, you wallow in self-pity and outsource every failure to Ashford outsider, letting hatred rot your life away. Pathetic. She was sentenced to 4 years for attempted murder. 19. After the police escorted her away, I smoothed my skirt. Without glancing at the two men behind me, I returned to the symposium chair and chatted cheerfully about future design trends. Primarily, I am myself. Secondarily, I might belong to someone else. The end. Thanks for listening. If you like the story, hit like and share it with a friend. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more tales. See you next.